Alright, Shalom. First off, give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Ruach the honor to the apostles and the elders of GMS. Salutes and honors to the elect, all the brothers across the four corners who are enduring in truth and in sincerity, and the women and children who follow. So, this lesson is really a follow-up to the previous lesson I did. You can check it out. It was pretty much named the same thing. The Lord brought us into this, and He can take us out. But when I uploaded it, I kind of got something different from that phrase, because if you watch the other video, it was basically the Lord literally brought us in and He'd take us out. That's what He said. I'm gonna get the scripture anyways, because it's part of this lesson, so I'll just read it. So this is 2nd Ezra, starting at chapter 6, verse 1. It says, "And He said unto me, in the beginning, when the earth was made, before the borders of the world stood, or ever the winds blew, before it thundered and lightning, or ever the foundations of paradise were laid, before the fair flowers were seen, or ever the movable powers were established, before the innumerable multitude of angels were gathered together, or ever the heights of the air were lifted up, before the measures of the firmament were named, or ever the chimneys of Zion were hot, and the of the present years were sought out, or ever the adventures of them that now sin were turned, before they were sealed, that have gathered faith for a treasure," which I'll come back to that point. It says, when did I consider these things? And they all were made through me alone, and through none other, and by me also shall they be ended, and by no other. So that last statement right there is what I was going with. I brought you in and I'll take you out. Like I said in the previous lesson, I know a lot of our parents say, boy, I brought you in this world, I'll take you out. That's literally what the Most High just said. Then did I consider these things, and they all were made through me alone. I brought you into this world, and through none other, and by me also they shall be ended, and by none other. But like I said, also, I kind of got something different from it, because the Lord also brought us in this truth, and this Lord can take us out, and the Lord can take us out. So we need to be appreciative, grateful, and do our job, because nobody is exempt in this truth. We all have a job to do, and we all need to be doing our job, basically. Okay, getting to it. So I'm going to visit back, like I said, I'm going to go back up to verse 5. It says, "And or the present years were sought out, and or ever the inventions of them that now sinned returned, before they were sealed, that have gathered faith for a treasure. And that's us. The Most High sealed them that gather faith for a treasure. Alright, that's nothing to take light. That's the Lord bringing you in this thing, being sealed. And when you're sealed, you have those responsibilities as a man of the Lord to look after things that you need to do. Okay? As far as reading, watching, doing your lessons, being a teacher, being a good brother, going on the highways. These are all things, characteristics of a man of the Lord. So that's really the main point I wanted to get with that. I do have a few more precepts I want to get to as far as the Lord bringing us into this thing. This is St. John chapter 15, verse 16. "Ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you and ordained you that you should go and bring forth fruit." Okay, that you should do this work. The Lord didn't. We didn't choose the Lord. I know in our carnal minds, or in our physical being, we went to, we seen something, or something came to our mind, or one way or another, we all ended up in this truth. Okay, but it wasn't a coincidence. The Lord brought us here. Okay, we didn't choose the Lord chose us. Let me see. It says, and that your fruit should remain, that whatsoever ye shall ask of the Father in my name, he may give it you. So that's the main thing, man, that we have to be appreciative because we're chosen. Now we don't know who the elect is, who the chosen is, but the elect gonna do elect things. The chosen gonna do chosen things. In which we're gonna get to all that. We're gonna get to all of that because this is not, like I said before, this is not a light thing. This is definitely something to take serious. The truth is not a game. It's not a boys club. It's not a hangout. It's not a hood. It's not a just anything, a clique. This is the army of the Lord. This is a real serious business here. Okay. Now, I mean, of course, we have fun with it. We joke around with the brothers, the Akim. But when it's time to get down to business, we get down to business. This is Jeremiah chapter 1, in verse 5. It says, starting at verse 4. Then the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee, and before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee and ordained thee a prophet unto the nations. Okay, so the Lord knew what you were going to be before you were even, quote, born, because we all been here before and we all come back in our lot. But the Most High knows your spirit. He's the one that made your spirit. He's the Father of all spirits, like he said back in 2nd Ezra. He made everything. Did he not know what he made you to be? He either made you to be elect or he made you to be 2/3. There's no other way that you can go. So just know that whatever the Most High did, he did with a reason. He made you who you are for a reason. He made Trump who he is for a reason. Okay, he made Yahushua who Yahushua was and still is for a reason. King David, Peter, all the great men in the scriptures on down. Okay, from the highest to the lowest, everybody's here for a reason. Everybody was put here for a purpose. Let me see. So we're gonna jump to how the Lord can take us out of this thing, because that's a very important part. We have to stay humble. We have to do our thing or do our business in here, but we can't be high-minded and think that we're too good, that we can't get taken out, because there's been plenty of so-called great men or men that we all thought were great men that have been taken out of this thing. I don't have to go into the names. Y'all know the names. This is Revelation chapter 3. I'm going to start at verse 15. It says, I know thy works, that thou art neither cold nor hot. I would thou were cold or hot. So then, because thou art lukewarm and neither cold nor hot, I will spew thee out of my mouth. You got to pick a side, man. You can't ride the middle. You either got to be hot for this thing, on fire, or cold. Not in it at all. It would be better to be on fire for this thing or not to be cold at all. Because if you try to ride that middle fence, you might as well have been over here. You were wasting your time. Point blank period. You're wasting your time trying to be something like I'm righteous. I'm kind of holy, I fuck up. Everybody fuck up every now and then. Nobody. What do they say? Our righteousness is as filthy rags. But at the end of the day, the elect is gonna get up and do their business. They're gonna get up and get back to work. Keep on pushing out more lessons, being more brotherly, doing the things they need to do, sacrificing. A nigga is just gonna get down and stay down, or he's gonna turn his back on the Lord and then try to come back. Like it says, the scripture says, he that remove his hand from the plow is not fit for my kingdom. You can't be in this work, in this truth, leave and then come back and think that it's cool. That's lack of faith, and the Most High is not dealing with that. You can't be lukewarm. You got to be on fire for this thing. Okay, next scripture we got. Let me see. This is Second Peter's chapter 1, verse 10. It says, "Wherefore the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure. For if you do all these things, ye shall never fall." Okay, give all diligence to make your calling and election sure. Do your damnedest to not be damned. Okay, try your hardest. Do everything that you're supposed to do. Give diligence. Okay, constantly working, constantly building. Okay, in the spirit to make your calling and election sure. That's the only thing that you can. That's your only option in this truth is to work your hardest so that you'll be saved, so that you'll be sealed when it's judgment time. When it's time for the chariots to come and to beam us out of this place and the missiles to judge America, that you're counted for righteous and that you're saved. Let me see. So next scripture, this is 1 Corinthians chapter 9 and yeah. Some meat on this, so I'm gonna have to start up. Yeah, so this is 9, I'm starting at 23. It says, "And this do I for the gospel's sake, that I might be partaker thereof with you. Know ye not that they which run the race run all, but one receiveth the prize? So run that ye may obtain." Okay, so it's comparing us in this truth to actually running the physical race, like the 100 meters. Slakia. You know, we're all running that race, but everybody's not gonna finish. Everybody's not gonna run. Okay, so all of us are gonna run, but everybody's not gonna be finished. Everybody's not gonna be chosen at the end of the day. So we all have to run. It says that we may attain what? Obtain the salvation. Okay, you ain't got to be the fastest, but you have to be steady. You have to be consistent. Okay, we're not all gonna cross that line at the same time, or which is basically we don't all have the same gifts. Okay, everybody's not given that same amount of grace either. Okay, everybody can't be Apostle Tahar. Okay, but you can be the best the best Karatazah, that's me, that I can be in this truth. Be the best version of me and inspire to be the best version of me. And not just be that same old man, and to upgrade myself to evolve into something bigger and better. Okay, because you can always be better. You can always go further. The scriptures say you can always do more. Verse 25 it says, "And every man that has striveth for the masteries is temperate in all things." So that's just what I said. Striving for the mastery, striving to be better every day, day in and day out, wanting to become a better person, become a better man in his truth. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible crown. So, like it's going back to the racers, they're racing to get a gold medal or to get a trophy or whatnot. Which what's going to happen when the missiles hit? That gold medal, that trophy, that whatever it is they got for that prize, it's going to get burned. But us, we're pushing forward, okay, for an incorruptible crown. Which is why I said, we don't all have to race at the same pace, Go at your pace, but make sure that your pace is consistent. Don't get left behind. Don't be slothful. Make sure that you're doing what you need to do. Give all diligence to make your calling of election sure. It says, therefore so run, not as uncertainly, so fight I, not as one that beateth the air. Okay, so now it's comparing it to boxing. Okay, so make your hits count. Do you in this truth, make sure that it counts. Because if you just swing and beat in the air, how is that going to beat your opponent? That's not going to do nothing with your opponent. You're swinging at nothing. Now, if you swing and you connect, that did something. So make sure that these punches connect. When you're doing your lessons, do them to your best ability. Make sure that they connect. Okay? When you're being a brother, when you giving alms, when you're doing all these things, keep this in mind and make sure that you're doing these things for the right reasons, not for a robot's sake or robotically, or just because that's what you know is right or you think that's right or this is what I should do. Do it because that's what you sincerely have inside you. Okay? Verse 27, it says, but I keep under my body and bring it into subjection, least that by any means, when I have preached to others, I myself should become a castaway. And that's a scary thing, that you out here with these garments on, and you telling other men and other people, how they need to come back to the Lord and how they need to do this, that, and the third. But when it's time for salvation, you get left behind. That's no man wants that. Who wants that? Like I said in the earlier scripture, you might as well have just been over here. You might as well have just been cold, because you're lukewarm. The Most High is going to spit you out of His mouth, and that's the example of somebody who was lukewarm, because you preach. You said, Lord, Lord, and He says, I don't know you. And nobody wants to be in that situation. So we need to make sure that we are doing the things that we're supposed to do. Okay, bidding the children to the people to the marriage. Bringing them back into the fold. I got a couple more scriptures, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Let me see. This is Daniel chapter 12, verse 2. It says, and many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt. Now that's talking about in the kingdom. Okay, in the kingdom, it's only two lanes to go. I've been saying this. You're either going the right way or you're going the wrong way. You're either going to be the elect or you're going to be a 2/3. You're either going to wake to what did it say? To everlasting life, and some to shame and contempt. Okay, you're gonna know in the kingdom that you scoffed the men of the Lord, or that you rebutted the truth, or whatever it is you did, or that you was in the truth but you didn't make it. You're gonna have that everlasting contempt, like, man, I could have did better, I should have did better. But there's gonna be nothing to do in that time. So that's why right now, while the getting is good, while the iron is still hot, we gotta strike while the iron is hot. This is your opportunity now, okay, to put your best foot forward and to give it all you got. Go all out for the Most High. Okay, so last scripture, and we'll close it out after this. In that same vibration of this way or that way, we're gonna get this Zechariah chapter 13 and verse 8. It says, and it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, that 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, and the third shall be left therein. Okay, so that's a separation. Let me read it again. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. Alright, so that's the 2/3 being cut off, and the 1/3, okay, getting salvation. Okay, it says, and I will bring a third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. Okay, because it's not going to be an easy deal getting out of here. Everybody's going to be tried. Everybody's going to have to go through something. All right, I might not go through the same thing you go through, and you might not go through the same thing another brother go through. But we're all going to have a battle that we need to face. Okay, and the elect, the 1/3, is going to come through that just as gold is refined. Okay, when the process of gathering gold, they'll dig for the gold, and then they put it in the fire. And once they're in the fire, all the bullshit basically is separated. All the bullshit is flamed off and melts off, and all the good is left within. So that's how we're gonna be when we're tried. Right now, we're going through this trying. All the bullshit is being burned off of us, okay, and all the good is remaining, and that's how we are right now. It's lucky that should not have been that hard. But it says, "I will try them as gold is tried, and they shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord is my power." All right, so that's really what it is, man. We're going through our fiery trials right now, okay, and this is just the beginning because it's going to get a lot worse than what it is right now. But stay steadfast, stay diligent, and do what you got to do. Read, watch, and pray. And with that being said, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Karkadash, the honors to the apostles and elders of GMS. Salutes and honors to the elect, all the brothers across the four corners who are enduring in truth and in sincerity, and the women and children who follow. Shalom.